Hey guys, this is Josh F151 Tech back with another video. In this video, I'm actually going to be doing more Metro by T-Mobile 5G home internet speed tests. So before I actually, get the video started, like I always say, I am actually using third-party equipment. I'm actually using a Chester Cheetah version 2 gateway slash modem that actually allows band locking, and network mode switching and VPN, and stuff like that, and it also allows IMEI spoofing and IMEI revisions, which is actually what I'm doing with the Metro by T-Mobile SIM card that I actually have in there. So I'm actually using a Metro by T-Mobile $20 a month unlimited tablet SIM card in my third-party gateway, in my Chester Cheetah version 2 gateway slash modem, whatever you want to call it. So I actually, revised the IMEI number out of that tablet, and I actually, basically, it's spoofed, to the point where they actually think that I'm still using it in the tablet, even though I'm actually using it in my third-party gateway. Now, I talk more about that on my channel, so I'm not going to really, get too much into that, but that's actually what I'm testing out. I'm testing out that to see if I can get away with using that, SIM card in my Chester Cheetah version 2 gateway slash modem, whatever you want to call it, and I'm testing it out more thoroughly, basically, I'm probably going to be testing it out for at least a month or more, to make sure that it's actually going to work, just as well as the actual T-Mobile 5G home internet, which, I actually do pay $50 a month for, but that's actually on pause right now, so I'm actually only paying, around $10 a month for that, so that's not really that bad, on top of, paying $20 a month for the actual Metro by T-Mobile, SIM card that I'm using in the third-party gateway. So, I go more into detail, about how to actually do that, and, I have separate videos on my channel, actually talking about how to do that, and how I did it, and how I recommend to do it, and everything. Those videos are on my channel, so, but that's, basically what I'm doing, I'm thoroughly testing this out, and showing you guys the speed test results and everything, before I actually, decide if I'm actually going to continue to use it this way, or if I'm going to get, go back to actually using the actual T-Mobile 5G home internet. And another thing, like I always say, I do have, a waveform 4x4 external antenna that I actually have up in the attic, and that's actually facing out a window up in the attic. Down the road from me is actually an old truck stop, and that's actually where the antenna is actually pointed. It's actually pointed out a window up in the attic. The waveform 4x4 antenna is up in the attic, pointed out the window near that old truck stop where the tower is actually at. So, and another thing before I actually start making this video, another thing that I just wanted to clear the air about, just so you guys know, my ping might be a little bit higher or something like that, because I actually did reboot the gateway. I actually rebooted the Chester Cheetah version 2 gateway slash modem, whatever you want to call it, before I started making this video, so I'm not actually sure how the speeds are going to be, but the reason I did that is because my speeds were actually being a little bit sluggish. It was only getting like 200 to 300 on the download, which, is not normally what we get. We normally get like 500 to 600 on the download, almost, 700 sometimes on the download. But I also noticed that my upload speed was a lot worse than it normally is. My upload speed is not that great anyway. Like I've said, it's just because of this area. I don't think there's really anything I can do about it. But basically I wanted to let you guys know about that, that I actually did, reboot the third-party gateway, my Chester Cheetah version 2 gateway slash modem, whatever you want to call it. I did actually reboot it before I started making this video, so it's only been, like 5 or 10 minutes or maybe 15 minutes, I don't really know, not that long though, since I rebooted it, so I don't really know what kind of speeds I'm actually going to get, until it's actually, settled back in. But you know, like I said, you know, the speeds were, you know, acting up. You know, so that's definitely not a good sign. You know, I mean, it could be because there's a lot of people still online. You know, because it's 8:57, you know, p.m. on a Sunday. You know, I would think that a lot of people are probably getting ready for work. You know, getting to bed. You know, getting ready for work. You know, the next, you know, day. Like I said, you know, I'm unemployed right now. You know, unfortunately, so you know, I can, you know, basically stay up and, you know, as long as I want, really, right now. You know, I work night shift. You know, that's basically what I do. You know, I work night shift. You know, when I do work, I'm actually a school custodian. You know, basically by profession, if you want to call it a profession. But you know, it's not really that bad of a job, though. I mean, it's got, you know, really good benefits. It's not, you know, the pay really isn't the best, you know, depending on what school you're at. But you know, it's not really that bad, you know, especially you know, in the summer. You know, we normally work 10-hour days, you know, and you get more money you know, working 10-hour days, so it's not really that bad. But you know, I'm unemployed right now, you know, so I'm trying to save money you know, where I can. You know, I'm fortunate enough to actually be able to get unemployment, so that's definitely a good thing. But still, you know, that's not, you know, as much as I was actually getting paid. So you know, I'm trying to, you know, get, you know, ways around you know, paying, you know, more for things if I don't have to, you know, especially right now, you know, with, you know, being unemployed and stuff. So but anyway, let's actually get into the video here. You know, I'm gonna, you know, run some speed tests here. I'm going to run some on the West Norton, PA server, and I'll run some on the Ashburn, VA server as well. And I did actually notice that my ping was higher before I started making the, you know, this video. You know, I noticed when I ran the speed test, because sometimes I just run, you know, random speed tests, and I normally do run a random speed test before I start making a video, you know, for you guys. You know, I just want to see what the speeds are. You know, maybe I should have just left the speeds how they were, you know, so you guys could see what was going on. But you know, most of the time when I restart it, you know, sometimes it just does that. I don't know why it does that, but you know, most of the time when I restart it, you know, I get my speeds back, you know, so I don't really think it's anything to do with being throttled or anything. You know, sometimes I just think, you know, because of the heat, you know, or something like that, because it was actually pretty hot out there today, you know, that could have, you know, had something to do with it, you know, or, you know, like I said, you know, it's the weekend still, you know, it's still Sunday. It's actually almost 9 o'clock now on a Sunday, so, you know, it could be that there's a lot of people, you know, inside, you know, on their phones, on their, you know, computers, you know, stuff like that, you know, using the, you know, the internet and stuff, you know, stuff like that. So, but like I always say, you know, I am going to run some on the West Norton, PA server, like I always do, and then I'm going to run some on the Ashburn, VA server as well. But like I said, with the Ashburn, VA server, I always say this because it's true. With the Ashburn, VA server, it gives me a higher ping, but that's not actually the ping that I'm actually getting, you know, just so you guys know. You know, that's definitely not the ping that I'm actually getting. Now, the ping, you know, like I said, the ping was actually high, you know, before I started making this video, you know, and I don't know why that is. You know, I don't know if there was an outage or anything with the T-Mobile, you know, internet or something like that. You know, I don't know if it's that. I don't know if it's because there's a lot of, you know, a lot more people online, you know, because of it being the weekend. You know, I'm not really sure, you know, what was going on. But like I said, you know, I did restart the gateway about, you know, probably like 20-25 minutes ago, you know, now. So, but, you know, we're just gonna see what we get, so. Well, that definitely wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be, actually. So that's actually not too bad, honestly. 574 for the download, 5.10 for the upload. Like I said, the upload in my area is terrible. There's not really anything I can do about it. You know, no matter what carrier you have, you know, so I kind of just have to deal with it. And the ping is not that bad, 37, so that's definitely not that bad. So there we go. There's another ping spike. So yeah, it's Looks like the ping is actually, yeah. Yeah, so something's going on here. I don't know if it's actually that I'm being throttled. I don't know. I mean, that's not unusable speed. I mean, by any means. I mean, 423 for the download, 2.64 for the upload. I mean, that could definitely be better, but like I said, the upload is terrible in my area anyway. And 49 ping, I mean, that's, high, higher than I normally get for the ping, but the 423, I mean, that's definitely usable. I mean, it's not as much as I normally get. So something definitely seems to be going on. I don't really know what's going on, but let's run a few more here and see what we get here. So it kind of seems to be like fighting, to get the speed. It kind of seems like, as you guys can see, when I'm doing the test, it kind of seems like it's jumping all over. So I don't really know what's going on with that. I mean, not bad on that though. I mean, I'm still getting, very usable speeds. I mean, 440, for the download. I mean, the upload is suffering quite a bit, but that's normal, for my area. Normally I only get like 5 to 10, on the upload. Sometimes a little higher. Sometimes I get like, maybe around 12 or 13. But that's, normally what I get. I don't really get anything higher than that. So, I mean, the download speed, I mean, it's slower, but it's not, slow to the point where it's not, usable. I would still be happy with that. I mean, I wouldn't, really, be too, mad about that, if that was, if that's me being throttled. That's definitely not that bad. I mean, 440 for the download, that's very usable, for only $20 a month. I mean, I would definitely take that. Like I've said before, some people only get like 150, or 250 on the download, so that's definitely not that bad. If it is, me being throttled. I don't really know if it is that though. I don't really know for sure. I don't really think so, but, I could be wrong. So, I mean, like I said, the 440 for the download, 2.64 for the upload. The upload is terrible anyway in our area, so there's not really anything I can do about it. And then 33 ping. I mean, the ping is really not that bad. So yeah, the ping actually did spike on this one, but it's actually getting over 500 now. Um, so I would have to say, with the ping spike happening, I would have to say that that's probably due because I just rebooted the gateway. So it's gonna take a little while. Like I've said before, I've talked about this before in my other videos. Is if you reboot the gateway, if you move the gateway or if you move the antenna, or whatever you have, you're gonna have to give it a few hours, to a day or a day and a half, in order for it to get back, to the speeds that you were actually getting before. I didn't actually move the antenna or anything, I just rebooted the gateway. But if you reboot the gateway, most of the time, it's going to have to refresh, and it's going to give you some ping spikes and stuff, like that, and it's going to give you, mixed results. It's going to give you, like basically what it's doing now. So you guys could see that, that I was getting 400, consistently, for a few tests there, and then it actually went up to 600. You know, and the upload also went up. So, you know, that tells me right there that I don't actually think that I'm actually being throttled. You know, because if I was being throttled, you know, the speeds wouldn't go back up like they are. So, you know, it definitely, you know, seems to me like, you know, I was just having a, you know, a slow, you know, I'm just having basically a slow connection. You know, it's not that I'm actually being throttled. It just seems to me like, you know, it could have been, you know, like I said, you know, it could have been, you know, that the tower was overly congested or something, you know, something like that. You know, there's a lot of people probably inside. You know, like I said, it's 9:07, you know, on a Sunday. You know, like I've said before, you know, the speeds are not going to always be, you know, boom, boom, boom. You know, like I said, my mom's downstairs. You know, she's using the internet. You know, I have security cameras around the house. You know, I have 2 security cameras that we're always monitoring. I have 2 Google Nest Hubs that I'm always, you know, having on. My mom has an Amazon Alexa, you know, smart device. You know, and people, you know, are using the internet. You know, people are using the, you know, the tower, you know, that's down the road from me. You know, so, you know, it's not going to always be, you know, 500 to 600, you know, on the dot. You know, so you just have to keep that in mind. You know, that's not how it's going to be, you know, with cellular, you know, home internet. You know, that's just not how it's going to be. So, you know, like I said, even with the 440 or even with the 400, I mean, that's definitely, you know, very usable. You know, I'm, you know, happy with that, you know, as long as I, you know, don't get that all the time, you know, and as you can see, you know, I'm not getting that all the time because, you know, I'm getting over 600 right now. But, you know, if it does actually, you know, drop to that, you know, I'm not, you know, occasionally, you know, I'm not really going to be that worried about it. But like I said, you know, I also did reboot the gateway, you know, so you have to keep that in mind too. You know, that after you reboot the gateway, you know, you're not going to get your actual speeds that you're used to getting, you know, right away. You know, it's going to take a little time for it to refresh, you know, the signal and everything and the lock back onto the tower, and everything. You know, it's going to, you know, take probably like a couple hours, you know, to a day and a half, or so, you know, to get, you know, back into, you know, how it was. You know, so I definitely don't think that I'm being throttled, you know, I definitely don't, you know, so that's definitely a good sign. But like I said, you know, definitely not bad on this one. 634 for the download, 5.77 for the upload, and then 70 ping. But like I said, you know, I'm going to have ping spikes, you know, since I rebooted the gateway. So let me actually open up the Down Detector app here, and see if there's anything going on with T-Mobile. So actually, that's not a good sign. So I have both, you know, Metro by T-Mobile and T-Mobile are basically the same thing. You know, they're just a different name. But as I come in here, you know, I'm actually seeing that Metro by T-Mobile actually has a triangle, with the, you know, with the yellow indicating problems. So that's definitely not a good thing. Let me see here. It says user reports indicate possible problems at Metro by T-Mobile. So let me actually go down here. So that's definitely not a good thing. It actually says report type. It says 83% for mobile phone, 9%. That's actually really bad for a mobile phone. That's definitely not good. So that, you know, may be affecting the, you know, the Metro by T-Mobile, you know, 5G home internet that I have, you know, because if that's, you know, that's definitely not good. I've never actually seen it that high before. 83% for mobile phone. That's definitely not a good thing. And then it's saying 9% for mobile internet, and then it's saying 8% for website. So it's not actually saying anything, any tweets or anything. Let me actually go to the T-Mobile here. And that actually is in the red, so that's definitely not good. It's actually saying for that, it's actually saying 39% for 5G home internet, so that's not good. Let me actually see here some of the comments. I don't see anything that actually says about 5G home internet. It does actually say right here, and that's actually not that far from me. It actually says 18 hours ago. Is there an outage with the internet in Butler, PA? 19 hours ago, it says, are your internet is your internet down? Is actually what they should have said. I can't load anything on 5G, 5G LTE at all, and my internet typically works without Wi-Fi. My T-Mobile Wi-Fi isn't even working. So that's definitely not a good sign. That was, that was like, basically yesterday, though, 18 hours ago. But that's definitely not a good sign that it's actually showing for the Metro by T-Mobile, that there's, users indicating problems. So that's definitely not a good sign. That's saying that. So I'm actually glad that I checked. So it might be, something going on with the network, itself, or the tower. So that, might be, what's going on, causing the higher ping spikes, and the slower download speed and the slower upload speed for me. So, and like I've said, cellular, connection is not going to always be boom, 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 so you have to keep that in mind, if you're going to have cellular home internet, that's just how it's going to be, so I definitely don't think, like I said, I definitely don't think it's me being throttled. Let me actually switch over to the Ashburn VA server here and run some on that. And this is a server that's actually 120 miles away from me. So, compared to like 20 some miles, this server gives me a higher ping. So I don't really worry about the ping, on this server, because I know that that's not the actual ping that I'm getting. So just keep that in mind. But I use this server because this server actually offers better results for the upload speed. That's basically why I use this server. I basically go off of this server for the upload speed. So just keep that in mind. So definitely not bad at all on that one, though. 633 for the download, 11.4 for the upload. And, like I said, I'm ignoring the ping. It's saying 60, but that's definitely not what I'm getting. So I just ignore that. And actually, the ping is actually lower than it's been on this server in a while. It's actually normally pretty high. Even though I don't, go by that. I don't really, believe that that's what I'm getting. But, normally the ping on this server is around like 80 or 90 or more. So that's, not as bad as it normally is. So not bad on that one at all. 632 for the download, 9.95, almost 10 for the upload, and like I said, 62 ping. But that's definitely not what I'm getting for a ping. So it still does seem to be fluctuating a little bit with the download speed. It seems to be like trying to, push itself, to get, better upload or better download speed. So, but like I said, it does it does do that. When you reboot the gateway, it's gonna have download spikes and download and upload spikes and ping spikes and all that kind of stuff. After you reboot the gateway, like I said, it has to, basically get settled back in, if you will, it's got to get, settled back in, to how it was and everything, when you reboot it, it's kind of like it acts, crazy, it kind of goes crazy, like, oh, you rebooted me, so now I have to, try to find myself again, is basically what it, basically what it does, I normally, say, you have to give it a few hours, to like a day or a day and a half, for it to get, back to how it was, with the speeds. But the speeds are really definitely not bad, at all, especially for me rebooting it, maybe like a half hour or so ago. The speeds are definitely not as bad as I actually thought they would be, especially with, Metro by T-Mobile, indicating problems in the down detector app. So, definitely not bad at all for these speeds. On this one, 573 for the download, 10.5 for the upload. And, like I said, I'm not, really going by that ping. But I'll switch back over to the West Norton PA server and I'll run some on this one before I get off of here. So yeah, the upload speed is still being terrible, but like I said, it is going to have to, take it a few hours or, a day and a half or so for it to get back to, how it was. But definitely not bad at all on the download speed on that one though. 539. Like I said, 2.72 for the upload. That's pretty bad, but it is what it is. The upload is terrible in our area. And 34 ping, so definitely not bad on the ping on that one. So really, other than that, ping spike of 70 or so, that's definitely not bad. Definitely hasn't been bad, ever since that. So, that's not, definitely not too bad. Especially, like I said, ever, since I, just rebooted the gateway, and, down detector is, indicating problems with the T-Mobile, the, Metro by T-Mobile network, T-Mobile network, it's basically the same thing, but, just a different name. So not bad on that one though. 616 for the download, 5.61. So the upload did go up some on that one. Definitely not too bad. And then the ping only 30, so that's not too bad. Run one more. Only 22 on the ping on this one, so that one's definitely not bad. And as you guys can see, it does seem to be like fighting still. It's going up and down, and as you can, you can see on that, it seems to be fighting, to try to get better upload speed. The wave, if you will, is kind of going like up and down. That's, basically, because like I said, I rebooted the gateway, but, it was actually doing that before I actually rebooted the gateway. It was actually, giving me, it was like, going up and down, the wave, when it, goes across there, for the download and the upload, it was kind of, like holding back, and then, it would, try to, fight, to go up, and down and all that kind of stuff. So, it was doing that before I actually rebooted the gateway. So, that could definitely indicate a problem with the, with the network, or the tower or something. Like I said, it was actually pretty hot today. So maybe that's, why, I don't really know. But, I don't really think it's anything to do with me being throttled, because if I was being throttled, I definitely don't think that I would be getting, my speeds back, 500 to 600, but it does, actually seem to be fighting, to try to get those speeds, unlike it, normally does. Normally it's, a pretty, straight line, with, doing the, the download and the upload speed tests and everything. But, like I said, I'm not going to really know, for sure. All I know is, that I don't really think that I'm being throttled, which is a really good thing, because if I was, rebooting the gateway, or, basically rebooting the gateway is not going to do anything. You're being throttled, you're being throttled, you're just going to have those slow speeds, until you, stop being throttled. So, it's definitely good that it's going back up to 500 to 600, but like I said, I did reboot the gateway, so it's going to take it a couple of hours, or a day or so, a day and a half or so, to get back to how it was, to consistently on the 500 to 600. But, it's definitely a good thing, that's, basically, back to that already. It didn't take it long, to get, refreshed, it seems like, so that's definitely a good thing. But, like I said, it doesn't seem like I'm being throttled also, so that's definitely a good sign. So definitely not bad on this one though. 555 for the download, 2.68, like I said, the upload is terrible in this area, for the upload, and then 22 ping, definitely not bad. Let me actually run one more here. And as you can see, you can see right here, it is actually, fighting. It seems like it's kind of fighting to, go, from higher to lower or whatever. But, not bad on that one, though. So definitely not bad on that one, though. 609 for the download, 4.85, so the upload did improve a little bit, almost 5 on the upload. And then only 28 ping, so the ping did go up a bit, but definitely not bad at all. So yeah, that's basically the video, guys. Like I said, I am doing, more thorough testing on this. I'm hoping that I'm going to actually be able to get away with this, with using the, the $20 a month unlimited, tablet plan, if you will, which is basically what it is, in my third-party gateway. So, I'm definitely hoping that I can get away with doing this, like I said, the way to save money, if you can save money, that's the best thing that you can do, if you can try to save money, where you can and when you can, that's definitely the best thing to do, especially for me right now, being unemployed, like I said, is this really legal? No. But it basically, is making, T-Mobile, think that I'm still using the tablet, SIM card, in the tablet, even though I'm not. It's basically, my third-party gateway, my Chester Cheetah version 2, gateway / modem, is basically making T-Mobile or making Metro by T-Mobile, think that I'm still using the tablet SIM card, in the tablet, even though I'm not, even though I'm actually using it, for the 5G home internet. Like I said, is it legal? Really? No, it's not really legal, but, that's the thing. I mean, a lot of people do, not, really legal stuff. I'm not pushing this on anybody, or, on anybody by any means. I'm not saying, you should go out and do it or anything, but, for me and my mom, in the situation that I'm in right now, unemployed and everything, and my mom, she's, retired, and, she's trying to save money where she can also, for us, this is, the best case scenario. This is definitely going to be a good thing, if we can get the, actual 5G home internet, for only $20 a month. But, like I said, I'm going to be doing, more, further testing, more thorough testing, with it before I actually cancel out the actual, T-Mobile 5G home internet. So, but anyway, yeah, guys, like I said, just wanted to get this video out there. And if you guys like this video, please like and subscribe. And until next time, guys.